We don't have an intro no more. Oh yeah, we got to get that back. It's a lot of
Yeah,
stuff we got to get.
I gotta either send it to you to MP4 for me because every time I try it doesn't work, or I gotta pay the $1 or whatever to
No, no,
to do. Yeah, so
no.
that's why I'll just send it to you. That's the thing these days. Of these everything was it's like give us your money no matter how small it is, and I'm just like whoa, slow down, take it easy, take it easy. Hey,
Yeah,
but
no, legit. To get these clips out, this costs money. The StreamYard, it costs money. But anything worth having gonna cost money or time. So
yeah, but no, it is the thing. So we're back as you saw this past Monday, Banks versus Davis. Davis, the hardest working man in podcasting. Banks, make sure y'all tune in to RIOP. Him and Amp just dropped the bonus. You hit me up about it too late on Friday for me to join, but there's a chance the three of us might reconvene at a later date. So
well
go to
today
RIOP,
we breaking
RIOP's
in.
Patreon.
We breaking the
Catch
fourth
that one.
wall. It'll be today. Davis will be on the next one.
Doc keeps saying
Everything
the
go
third
according to
wall, and
plan.
I'm like, you dumb motherfucker. Can we break the third? I'm like, there is no third wall. The third wall is your house. That's the third.
Break the walls down here.
Break the walls down.
Who, everybody waiting to come back. Me and Davis be having conversations. Of course, we wouldn't say everything here, but we like talking about the marks in wrestling. So all of a sudden,
Well,
everybody, if it's true, which more likely it is true, because we're gonna talk about a guy. And that's probably our first topic that like to kiss the ring. Everybody comes back to the Fed. Everybody kisses the ring when there's money involved, especially. Yes, Mr. Triple A, I come back.
it's not even that because I'm going to impose a 15-minute, no more, no less wrestling discussion limit. We ain't going to go more than 15 minutes or less than 15 minutes because, as I said on two tangents ago, I don't watch wrestling anymore to the point where Amp said, "What?" As if like I know you ain't talking about like when did you stop watching wrestling? Because obviously that's how everyone knows me. But I really don't watch wrestling anymore. So I just see the clips online like most people do these days because they don't want to watch either. Um, but to see Matt Cardona, I mean Zack Ryder, I mean whatever the fuck, because that was the thing. He was Matt Cardona a few weeks ago on NXT, but Triple H said no. We're trying to sell a few T-shirts. We need Zack Ryder back. That way, when we release you in 4 months, you know our debt's been repaid. But I'll say this when it comes to him. Um, he's a guy who never wanted to leave. He wasn't like Cody where he was trying to make his own way, um, shed that stigma of being a mid carder. Zack Ryder would have been happy in the role he was doing, which was little to no TV time, just so he can have the WWE logo on his check, as Kenny Omega would say about certain people. All they want are those three letters on their check to validate them to the point to where no one else can say shit about them. Again, the whole, being in catering thing, like that was okay for him. He didn't care. Yeah, he had that brief run in NXT with Mojo Rawley during the peak of the black and gold era, but it's not like he upped his work rate or mic skills to the point where he was going to be undeniable once he got brought up as the hype bros were. And I'm not just trying to shit on this guy because I did like him when he was getting himself over. That 2011, I was out of wrestling. So in 2012, as I was getting back into it, and his story basically started and ended in that whole entire year. And now you see this guy who is in this position to do what he thought he should have had. And it's funny because he faced LA Knight, who, to quote Kyrie Irving to Kevin Durant, in my past life, you were me, and I was you. That's LA Knight and Zack Ryder to a T. Like they were
That's very false. Because in his past life, he was
as good as LA
nowhere
Knight.
near Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder, whoever the woo woo man. He was nowhere near his talent. He ain't
But
now.
but don't forget, LA Knight was in NXT, and like Zack Ryder, he had the look. Had the body, had the way too tan look, had the receding, but enough hair on the top haircut. And they can't really cut promos unless it's catchphrases. Like that's LA Knight's thing. That's Zack Ryder's thing. Like aside from woo woo woo, you know it, and Brosi, what else does Zack Ryder say in a promo? You know, and LA Knight's whole thing is to do his five words of doom. Yeah, you know, and all that. But they're two sides of the same fucking coin, basically. And LA Knight got over in TNA, which that's not fucking hard to do these days, or at that point in time either. But Matt Cardona, I'll give him credit for going to GCW and actually, like, you know, putting himself through those matches, which he knows he shouldn't have done. And he got over with I'm the WWE guy on the indie gimmick like Cody did. But other than that, there was nothing special about him to keep staying out on the indies or for them to bring him back like he wanted to, because I said that on either the Wiretap or the Tangent episode, where the people WWE wants, they'll have them. The people they don't want, they're fine letting go. Ricochet, they're fine letting go. Andrade, they were fine letting go. The Hurt Business, they were fine letting go. If they don't want you, they're not just going to keep you to sit around. They want people who they want these days.
Yeah.
And whether that's a whole like conspiracy about how they just want to recycle and reuse people, but it basically is because they hired Chelsea Green, who's married to Zack Ryder, and released him. And on the internet, he was basically like desperate that his wife had a job and he didn't in the company, and he was acting like a loser. Which, like, how are you going to be
an attention person? I don't want to say.
Yeah, no, he was acting like a hoe. Like, support your woman. Don't be this whole like.
Thank you. Yeah.
Jealous and envious of her, because one, she can't wrestle to save her life, and all her gimmicks revolve around her being a dumbass. So, are you that jealous that your woman has to play the bimbo on TV every week because she can't put on a match without getting injured?
Yeah, she's extremely. I mean, it's a lot of. Well, back in my day, it was a lot of women that was like uncoordinated, like they ain't had no.
She was right in that middle era, because I think she was in TNA right at the same time as the aforementioned LA Knight was, in that 15 to 16 range before. Because don't forget, she was at the first All In.
Yeah.
And she couldn't wrestle then either, but her whole thing was she had that smeared makeup, crazy, you know, blonde bimbo gimmick going on. And WWE saw, you know, like.
Let me ask you a question.
Do I think she's
Britt
light?
Baker.
Oh, as a wrestler?
Yeah.
God.
Because the internet, and I ain't trying to bully the girl, but the internet bullied her, and we ain't seen her in about a year.
Well, that's justified bullying. So, right, she deserved to be bullied.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why is it justified?
Because she talked all that shit on the reality show and on Twitter about seeming she was better than she was, you know, giving people advice and doing all the, like, if I wasn't such a success, why are my t-shirts selling out? And all that. But, like, again, name a Britt Baker match you want to rewatch right now, aside from the one that Thunder Rosa took the title from her because it was two women in a cage bleeding. But again, I don't think Thunder Rosa is good either. So that's, you know, I'm out. Like,
I mean, yeah. I don't want to say you.
Even though Thunder Rosa gave Jade her best match, I would say Britt Baker isn't good. Thunder Rosa isn't as good as she thinks she is. Thunder Rosa thinks she's in the top tier. Like, no, you in the middle section. You know, you're in the like the Marcus Mariota section. Like you're a good.
That's not a good section to be in.
You're good for a couple of games, but I don't want you the whole season. Like, you know,
that's called unemployment, dog.
No, because he stays on the team. She ain't
been on TV in a minute, so it might be.
Because she, like all these other wrestlers, she wanted to get on the busted open radio and do the gimmick about, like, let me tell you what goes on behind the scenes and let me say why someone's doing this.
Try to give her expertise.
Yeah, it's a Draymond Green thing where, like, because you know your career is finished, you just want to get on those microphones early and dicky. Like, okay.
Well, he's all a famer.
I ain't gonna deny his. I'm just saying, like, when he started focusing more on being on TNT in his podcast, that's when his, like, he knew, like, all right, I ain't gonna my career as an individual has peaked. He can contribute to a team when he's not punching dudes in the balls or stomping on them, but still. But to bring it to Zack Ryder, it's that point of like, dude, they could have had you. You were available for 4 years. They could have had you whenever they wanted you. AEW only brought you in for those 2 appearances because Cody Rhodes and Adam Copeland. That was it. They didn't want you. So that's why he got all butthurt about being like this guy stuck on the indies. Because when GCW ran that Hammerstein show, I forgot what his line in the video package was, where he'd said something after like being released, because it was like everyone's saying their thing like too fat, too short, too this, and he had a line. I'm like, dude, you had almost 15 years in the business there. You sold a shit ton of merch for a year and a half. Like, don't act like you had to struggle. You know, like these people in GCW had to struggle.
He was on Chris Van Vliet podcast saying he's making more money now. So, all right. So
they all
let's
say that though. They all say that post WWE they make the most money they've ever made.
And then they figure out TKO bought WWE a year ago. And they're like, wait, hold on, it wasn't that much.
But then when they go back, these TKO deals, they're going to be like how the UFC fighter deals are, which is chump change. But
no, I don't think necessarily for him. Let's say this. So you absolutely right. They want to recoup that money that they about to spend on him because he already has a merch rollout already, which means you bet with the company. Now he can't
because they do one-off T-shirts all the time.
No, I think he back with the company. But here's what it's based on. So his wife resigned, right? And he was like, damn, she getting paid again? Let me see if I can do it. Again, he had to bend the knee like me and Amp talked about on the bonus episode. And we'll probably talk about it again when we record. Everybody bends the knee. Chris Jericho coming back, he bend the knee, even though he's talking about, I don't care about no Hall of Fame. Come on, bro. Everybody said that first moment, we ain't jacking it, as they say in New York. Balls.
Jacking a jack. Jacking a jack.
Yeah, all type of it. I mean, unless you Trump, then yeah. But anyhow,
that's not jacking. I don't want to do the Pat Bev thing because when he did that was wild.
Yeah, I mean,
but he's done a lot of wild things, which is not a shock.
Yeah, this ain't the type of podcast, but yeah, paywall. We'll say for the paywall. Anyhow, so with everybody, they tend to bend the knee when it's coming back, especially now because I mean, goddamn. Pro wrestlers are the most probably greedy athletes ever. And I mean, well, it's justifiable because there's no union and it's a contact sport. So I get that. But with him, it's like, okay, so let's say you sign a contract for a year. Or you get the Motor City Machine Gun contract, which he fucking don't deserve. I like Matt Cardona, but you don't deserve that Motor City Machine Gun contract where you can go do other business ventures, have your own pro wrestling school, and still be able to show up when it's time to work. But with him, let's say this is a 2-year contract. If you part-time like everybody else is, you can't go do the indie stuff, even though I know they got like a partnership with GCW, but you don't need to do that at this point. But you know you ain't going to be able to sell no merch without their consent. You know you can't sell that. So if you come back as Zack Ryder, if you got a deal where, okay, I can make money, and then he said that character was dead too. These motherfuckers was lying. Wrestlers.
Well, that was the old, like, that's really why I stopped watching. Was all this like, who's gonna go where? Oh, I'm indies, but yet I'm signed to the company. Aside from all like the TKO advertisements and caring more about getting the bags and the creativity of the product, but it's just all the constant lies. Not to cut you off, but like he was saying like, Zack Ryder, you never see Zack Ryder again, right? He's dead. And then it's not bending the knee for him because he wanted to be like, please. He was doing the Tyrese, like, please take me back. That was him the whole time. He wasn't a guy who was like, I don't know, you guys are gonna have to do a lot of talking to get me back. He was one of those like, I'll work for free. I'll do what I'll pull the t-shirts. I'll set up the ring. That was him these last 4 years. He was like, whatever it takes. I'll wash your car. What's it gonna take for me? Like that was him.
Hey, what's the line from Don't Be in Minnesota South Central? You want these cheeseburgers? Yeah. I know we're Minnesota Society, but I'm gonna use that.
That's the name of the episode. You want these cheeseburgers?
I know how to AI that too.
But
I got the right
yeah, that
coverage.
out of everyone, I mean, Cody Rhodes did it in a way that wasn't
Talk to him.
as desperate, but he was doing it in a way because like Cody Rhodes was doing it the whole time, and that's really when I started to tail off on his indie run. Because again, just like Zack Ryder, like I was enjoying the Cody Rhodes anti WWE indie run, like him being the guy who's like, I'm going to show you people on the indies like what it's like when a real superstar shows up, and then you could see 4 matches and like, oh god, this guy really is just Mr. 3 stars because Jay Lethal is cooking him right now, and I mean, shit.
What is Jay Lethal? So tell me a
But
bad match.
This is ROH wash Jay Lethal. I mean, he's wash now. Hang it up. But
I ain't seen him. You talking about what?
Well, I think
he
he's
might have been rung up.
I think he's been on the couch eating donuts. That's why.
Yeah, eating them damn donuts. He been Macho Man in them.
But at this point, Zack Ryder, and he's fine with that. Again, he was brought in for this tournament because it's people who they're trying to do the semi ties to John Cena, like for Damien Priest, they're like John Cena eliminated him in the Elimination Chamber, like. Okay, like right. That's their storyline connection. Like, not even the MCU was that bad with like stitching things together. Of like, hey, what if so and so and so and so?
Well, I'm mad because Great Khali ain't in this tournament. They could have had the Great Khali in this tournament. He moved better than LA Knight.
Hell, all right, now you're just pissing me off. Don't do that.
Come on, bro. That swole motherfucker moves slow as hell. He moved like Frankenstein. He moved like Knight? The thing from Fantastic Four.
LA Knight or Great Khali?
Yes.
Don't do that. No. LA Knight can wrestle. Have you seen Jey Uso lately? And when I tell y'all back, y'all were happy to go. But then when it was time to have those matches, he was like.
But again. So me and you didn't have a chance to talk about it. We haven't talked about wrestling. In fact, we do via text.
So we got 3 more minutes.
So, hey, let's go. Fuck it. That's all I really need. Hey, man, me and Davis is from California. It's no fucking secret. Dog, they got the cardiovascular of a pit bull. Them people, yeah, I said it. Fuck it. 2 tears in the bucket. I said it. Them people. Love them. But them people, the motherfuckers ain't got they ain't got no core strength.
As Gerard Butler and Gerard Butler and Dennis Thieves said, "Oh, you fat Samoans eating all that spam." That was what he said. Like,
bro, frying up turkey necks and shit, bro. Turkey booty, I forgot. That's what. And then turkey necks. Drowning
it in Hennessy after if you're Jacob Fatu, like.
Yeah, not just him, all of them. Yeah, but the motherfucker, y'all want him to be.
He was doing split-legged moonsaults. I'll give him credit for that because none of them could achieve something like that. So,
man, the most athletic one is goddamn Yokozuna.
You want to talk about can't move?
He could move. Actually, you ain't seen the footage of him.
No, but I'm saying after that title run, like he couldn't move at all. And how did he get pants on? That's what always amazes me about people. Like, how do you get dressed when you're that big?
You got like on your stomach.
But
no, with Jey Uso, before we close it out, man, I don't give a fuck. Like, bro, I get drunk too if I had to be in this goddamn business today. I'd be drunk before, man. Hell, think of all the wrestlers from the 80s, and I watch old wrestling. All the motherfuckers was drunk. All of them was built like him too. The problem is, they were just better workers. Ric Flair said he would drink. Well, no, he said he didn't drink before a match. But the thing is, he was on 2 hours of sleep.
I wouldn't trust that. Even if he said he didn't.
Because how he was moving, doing all the flopping, and you can't do that.
Arn,
you would have passed the fuck out.
Arn, I'm drunk right now, Arn. You got it. Tag me out, Arn. I'm too drunk.
Steamboat, we had,
Ricky.
I can't do the fucking peanut butter sound.
I just had Ricky. Oh, I'm sweating. And the match hasn't started, Ricky.
That's why his teeth fucked up all that liquor. Liquor fuck up your teeth like that.
Yeah. But I also think like my teeth are fucked up and I don't drink at all. But I also think people have like that Christian Bale thing where your teeth form in a certain way to where it almost like when you hear Christian Bale talk when he's not doing a voice. But to wrap it up, the Matt Cardona thing was like, it's what I had said as well, which is WWE cares about cheap pops these days. That's all they want is cheap pops on returns for people who are overrated or underrated, or people who were gone for 3 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I see Roman Reigns or Drew McIntyre. They're back. I mean, just because they're off for 2 weeks filming a movie, you don't have to make it seem like they were out for 8 months, like Bianca Belair is for a finger injury. But y'all don't want to hear.
No, that shit legit, dog.
She
Why you
lifted
don't believe
Otis.
that's legit. But
She
let's say
lifted
this.
Otis. She can work through a finger injury.
Yeah, but she didn't have to use her fucking finger and bend it. Let's say this too, though. Let's say
Adam Cole wrestled with a cast for 4 months, and he
then
put
look at
on
where he
bangers.
at now.
And he put on bangers with that.
No, look at where I shouldn't have clarified what I meant. Look where he at now because one fucking dude that's a spot monkey cost him his health.
No, he got injured on a random slam. It was the Jay. I'm saying what started it was the Jay White slam is what started the concussion, and then that rolled everything into a thing. But like and a random slam happens like that all the time. That's what kills fucking Tua every week. It's just that whiplash against the ground, and then
kills Tua, bro. Him walking, he be killed. Mr. Glass, bro.
Jesus walks with me. That's what he.
The Samoan glass machine, bro. Oh, I'm sorry. Basically. They probably they not Samoan.
Hawaiian. That's that Hawaiian joint, ain't it?
Yeah, I don't know what side of the island they on. They got terms. But it's a distinct difference, people. I don't need to get into that.
Yeah, it's not unlike Polish and German, I'd say.
No, it's just
or
for
Russians
example,
and Czechs.
Short Palomalu, he probably.
But yeah, that's a real. Y'all don't want to hear that conspiracy theory. So, but to wrap that up,
but let's say this: if she hurt,
come on, 8 reasons for a finger. Come on. I mean, the NBA guys just put that fucking finger sleeve on and play with it.
But let's say that again. Let's say this: if she's not hurt, dude, let her chill.
Well, that was what I was saying about what
10 years now.
That's what I was saying about what they should really do. But the point that was what they really want to say is they wanted to get Tiffany over, they wanted to get Julia over, they wanted to get Stephanie McCurry. Because they can't book Bianca Belair if she's not the champion. Because if she takes a pin, people do the Jerry Maguire flip out, and then you're booking her badly, and you don't know how to book her. They didn't want to book her with Jade because. But
I mean, now you can do it.
Regardless of that, they didn't want Stephanie McCurry, Tiffany Stratton, Julia beating Bianca Belair, but that's what Triple H wants, is to put those 3 women over because that's who he has at the top of his list these days. It's not Charlotte Flair, it's not Bianca Belair, it's not Bayley, it's those women. Until Rhea Ripley gets back.
They consider old now too, believe it or not.
But if that's the reason, Drew McIntyre's old as shit, and they keep bringing his balding ass out.
But they showing that too.
And Drew McIntyre, God, that's a whole nother rant. I'll say that one.
Yeah, we'll save it. I mean, we can have a part 2 of wrestling conversations whenever. But people are mad about his book, and I'm like, dog, you think
he signed up for this though? He signed up. He made that deal with Dwayne to get these small time movie roles to be booked like shit. So that's a whole nother conversation.
What else is he working on?
He's in the Highlander reboot.
Oh yeah, I forgot about. I mean, that's perfect casting.
He was in that. He was in that Batista movie, Killer's Game, and now he's in the Highlander reboot, and he'll probably get another small time role this year. And I can't remember if he had one more in between or not. But that was the deal he made with Dwayne. Was, hey, look how good I am at these Hollywood connections, pal. I'll set you up.
I'm not mad at it. The Highlander one is actually pretty spot on. The cast director deserves an award for that one.
The irony is Batista's in that movie too.
Really?
Yeah, he's the villain.
Oh, this movie about to be fire. I'm a Highlander mark. The TV show and the movie. So yeah, I'm sold.
It's Henry Cavill, him.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Directed by Chad Stahelski, who did all the John Wicks.
Yeah, I'll be there.
But
You
they had to
told me
delay
enough.
production because Henry Cavill got injured during it. So right as production just got started, he tore like his knee, and they had to post. And right now they're in, which is I think why they did that thing of like he's back, he's not back with Drew is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Because
not
even
yet.
though I don't imagine him having a big role, because again, if it's the Scottish warrior reborn, in a different time, so I bet he takes place at the beginning of the movie. I don't think he that much of a big role for the whole movie, but yeah, it was like second week of production, Henry Cavill got injured, and they had to announce production would be paused momentarily because his injury, I think, is supposed to be 2-3 months or something like that.
Okay, so he must have like a big role in that because with
For him
Street
to be back
Fighter,
right now,
yeah, with Street Fighter, they shot Cody stuff already. You could tell he already back,
well, I
so
don't
they
think
shot
he has
everything.
that. I think the same thing for him and Roman. I don't think they had these big roles. Not to saying, but I don't think again like their characters in the Street Fighter universe aren't like the ones who are going to have the most screen time.
Yeah,
I mean, they only made Guile the star of the original was because it's Jean-Claude Van Damme and they needed someone to sell the movie off of.
yeah,
Because everyone knows it's Ken and Ryu and Chun Li where the focus is, and right now the people that have playing those roles are not unknowns, but not you've seen them in stuff. They Noah Centineo was in all those Netflix teeny bopper movies, and then my guy Andrew Koji playing Ryu. He was in the shitty Snake Eyes movies playing Storm Shadow, and he was in
yeah.
Bullet Train, and he was on that show Warrior that I haven't watched yet.
That was on
That's in the
HBO.
yeah. But I'm not looking when we do our movie breakdown. That's going to be on the bottom of my list, and I know it'll be on the top of yours.
It might be. It's some heat coming up, so y'all got to get ready for that because it is a lot of heat dropping next year. Believe it or not.
But something that just dropped that I wanted to ask you about, which was why is Call of Duty Black Ops, Metal Gear Solid, The Last of Us, and Resident Evil? When did they decide to like go into that lane?
When they decide to get greedy. Uh, you got the title card.
Yeah, I was just about to pull up.
All right. I didn't want to do the ticker. I messed up. I'll
I
adjust
got it.
that. We're in the Matrix, people. No. So
Just keep
you got
going.
to take. God damn it. No, don't
No,
worry
no,
about
I
it.
got
I'll
it.
take
Just
it.
keep going. God damn it.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, people. I got like ADD and OCD, so I'll be like, hold on, that ain't supposed to be there. Uh, so I won't tell too much of my business, but I've worked for Activision before. Made some really good money, even in 2019. Not doing shit like testing. I forgot. I think at that point it was like Black Ops 2, 3, 4. Who gives a fuck at the door? Uh, and dude, I'll say this. It's people talk about, oh, I ain't buying 2K. I ain't buying 2K. I've been buying 2K since it came out. All right. I ain't never skipped a year. I don't give a fuck. I like the game. There's been times where it's been bad more than good, but the past two, last year and this year, it's pretty good. Now, will it be good after they do their 20th update? No. But I still know that it's a sports game. Sports games come out every single year for a reason and they make a profit off of it. Do I play unemployment games all day like NBA 2K, Madden, and Black Ops? No, because I got shit to do. But I will say I find it fun. Black Ops, dog, it's just these Call of Duty games haven't been fun in years. So at this point now, they're just reaching, hey man, it's kind of like TKO booking or Triple H booking. They might have an AI just running the booking, like, hey, what should we do now? Or putting their hands in the what I mean, a guess me jar or whatever, and just figuring out the ideas. Like I saw on TikTok, like you go against a plant, like a plant creature,
Yeah.
Davy,
So that was. Are you doing little shop of
little
horrors?
shop of horror, feed me.
Yeah, that was the they so a few months ago I saw the teaser and it's like Black Ops 7. I'm like, oh, they're still into that cybernetic robot arm, half human, half robot storyline. And I never really played these games. I only really have a vested interest because my brother would ask for Call of Duty every Christmas, while I would ask for WWE or NBA or Madden,
I would have
which is
said
why we're in the
hell no, I
lives
ain't
we're
paying for
in.
that.
But yeah, so I only was, and then over the last couple of years, I've just been curious because they rebooted Modern Warfare to like retinker the stories, and it made much more sense given the post Sicario, military industrial complex of like, we're not just fighting the wars overseas, we're fighting the wars within the North America. So they really try to lean into like this, war against the border while the wars in the Middle East and then obviously the war, the Russian war are going on. But Black Ops is where they want to get their like fictional character, like creative writing going on. And like I said, it's been a lot of like Marshawn Lynch was in one again as like a robot, as a cyborg basically. But yeah, I saw yesterday, yes, on Friday, I should say, the clip of like they face a giant Venus flytrap. And I said, "Hold on a minute, playa. Like, hold on now. Like, let me see what's going on." So I put on the walkthrough yesterday while I was doing my workout, and I watched like the first 2 hours, and I'm like, "This
You
is
all
some
right?
what working out to watching that."
Not even just that. 2 hours? I would have said like, hey, 5 minutes at the most. I got
Well,
five minutes to watch this walkthrough.
That's how my workout is 2 hours. So,
Yeah,
my
but
weekend
for
workouts.
5 minutes of that, you shouldn't have seen enough.
Well, at the halfway point when they had this shitty storyline about, which was like the most basic Call of Duty thing, like we're on a yacht and then we're in the middle of the city. I'm like, I was more curious about like, there's this toxin that then infects your dreams, so that's what it was. And I'm like, so like I said, it's Resident Evil-ish, but then Inception. But like I said, the Metal Gear Solid aspect of fighting creatures while you're a robot. I was like, these influences, which I'm not mad at because it's cool to be influenced by things. And honestly, you can't really top modern gaming anymore. I guess I'd say, like,
No.
in terms of pure creativity. I mean, you're much more of a gamer than I am, and so you can say like this version obviously isn't as good as what came before it for a lot of games. So for them to try to go into this lane creatively, I don't think is a mistake because they're just trying to sell copies, like you said, because at some point people get bored of Afghanistan, Pakistan, but again, they couldn't really use those countries after a while. They had to start making up fictional countries because they would get those sanctions and like this game won't be allowed, or what happened with the North Korea thing too, with the Seth Rogen movie. And I'm just like, it's okay. I don't really play these games, and I wasn't interested. But are them getting their nose wiped by Battlefield? Is that also the other part of it? Because I don't play Battlefield either. But my youngest stepbrother talked about he was excited to play Battlefield once he got home last weekend.
Oh, okay. I need to add him if he on PlayStation. But I got it, but I haven't tried it yet. I've never really been, other than sci-fi first person shooters. I'm not a big fan of that. But it's yeah, every time a Battlefield come out, because they take their time with it being EA, they come out and
Yeah,
people be like, shit, they don't beat Call of Duty this year. Like it used to be Call of Duty would come out every 2 years or so.
yeah,
Now this every year shit. I don't understand. I guess it's because they making money. Like despite what we saying, and people are like, this is trash. It's the same thing with 2K. People say this is trash, and people still buy it. So they're like, well, we're gonna keep on making it. Because even with the campaign, it used to be the campaign was just single player. Now the campaign in this one is you have to team up with people, and then if you don't
yeah.
team up with people, they said it's like incredibly hard.
But I think
Pause.
that's one of those gimmicks again. Like, how are we going to sell this game? Like online's probably the only reason they're still successful is people want to gang up and play together. So what if we force that into the actual campaign? It was one of those things that probably pissed people off, like you're saying. But isn't the whole reason they started mass producing game is because wasn't it like how when we talk about our love for New Line Cinema, it's really like it's the movies that Warner Brothers couldn't spend too much time making, so their subdivision can go off and make these $20 million movies while Warner Brothers made the $50 million movies. Because 'Cause I knew you had the connection of Activision, but wasn't it Activision, Infinity Ward, and then Treyarch? Like, isn't that why they started mass producing these games? Is because like one developer can take on one at the same time as the other is working on the one that's just about to come out, and they started basically doing what the MCU was doing, which is we're filming things while we're filming things while we're filming things, and just to put them out 6-month window, 6-month window, 6-month window, to the point that they were saturating the market too much. And now it seems watered down because everyone, I think, was saying like the maps are the same, or it's not really different from past ones. And again, the store, aside from the online, like the campaign, it's just, let's get it done and that's it.
Yeah, it's that, and like you said, they do use two different developers. They also got bought by Microsoft, being Activision. So that's why you can get the Call of Duty, and this might be another reason that I think about it. This is why you can get Call of Duty on Game Pass, even though Game Pass isn't free, but you only paying $20 a month, and it's including all the older Call of Duties. Because now it's like, okay, the rental service of Game Pass hasn't killed the business, but it's just like with streaming. Because now it's like, all right, if you're only paying $20 and not 70, we're not gonna go all out. Now the people on PlayStation like myself and you, it's like, all right, you're gonna spend your $70 plus probably for everything that entails, because people again, they always say, oh, 2K costs 100 and some dollars and I gotta spend it and it's trash. Well,
Not
people
if you
doing the
wait for
same
3 months.
thing. Yeah, people doing the same thing with Madden, Call of
Yeah.
Duty, where the microtransaction equates to $100, and you don't have to spend that much depending on what you want to do on 2K. Because a lot of people like to play my part and stuff like that. I don't play that really. I don't really
Yeah,
play
yeah,
that.
neither
I
do
don't
I.
play the rec. That's about it. But I do like franchise mode and eras mode and stuff like that. So, um, with the Call of Duty, it's just more so, if we're going back to the story, it's like, what else can you do? Like you said earlier, that hasn't
Yeah.
been done yet. It kind of is. It's peaked far as the imagination. Well, I wouldn't say that, because it's indie games that come up with things, and it's just like, oh, this is great. Like, it's a game I'm playing right now, RPG. It's like Clear something 33. From, I forgot the developers of that, but it's a turn-based game that's nominated for Game of the Year. I've been playing an episodic game called Dispatch that's really good. And that's indie as well. So the
But
big
that's
franchise companies are just, doing what they usually do.
but what I've seen about Dispatch is like that's more like uh episodic gaming. It's that
Yeah,
like how those Telltale games are, right? Where like
exactly.
you're
Same
playing
developers that
the you're
did Wolf
acting the
Among Us.
actions out, but you're really watching the game, and then when it tells you to play, you're gonna play.
Yeah, because it's decision based. It's all
Mm-hmm.
decision based. Whether you want to be a heel or a baby face, you decide to do that. And this is why me and Eve and others, I mean, not just being him, but millions of others have revered Red Dead Redemption too. And this is
Because you can
around the
just do
time I go back to
anything you
play
want.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is when the time I go back to playing it. And this is why people keep going back to that, because it's storytelling in the form of a movie. It's the same thing with people want Grand Theft Auto 6, which is going to be the greatest unemployment game ever. But people like me, I'm gonna play it as well. That's used to story based, because Rockstar is undefeated in storytelling, so it works for everybody. But these yearly franchises, it's like, what you're getting into. It's not like 2K. The past 2 years has been good. Before that, it was like, I'll buy them, but it was like, no, they're not that good. But in the past 2 years, they've gotten it also because the next gen consoles now, they started figuring out the technology and they had time to work with it, and it
Yeah.
gradually is getting better, where you got players now that play exactly like how they would in a real game. And overall, the AI in the game, because now they figured it out. What the thing is with these Call of Duty games, who else? I think that's about it. They really come out every year, and people just say it's trash, but they buy it. It's just because it's a brand new skin, so to speak, and it's the newest version, and you keeping up with the Joneses, but it's the same story.
But it's what we It's basically what I've talked about in terms of like why are people still watching WWE to complain about it, because you're continuing to sink your money in when at the end of the day you just stop sinking your money in, and you won't have to deal with it anymore. And I'm not just saying that people just as constantly shit on WWE and TKO, but that's the way we are as consumers. It's what happened with the MCU. Basically, they were churning out mid product, and people were like, okay, I hear it's not good, I'm not going to go see it then. And then when you lose not your core audience, but when you lose your part-time audience, that's why you don't make as much as you used to. Whether that's affecting Call of Duty, it probably is, but it's also what I said, it's probably the thing where Battlefield has surpassed, which is funny that the EA shooter is the superior one now. Like the guys that are making college football and college basketball, but can't make an NBA game to save their life. I was never an NBA live guy, so that's why I
Oh,
shit
I was
on
a
them.
bigger mark for live than I was 2K.
The one time I played it, I'm like, what is with these dribbling controls? I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
That
like
and their
NBA Live 19, I think was the last one. That one still holds up to this day because 2K26 plays like it.
but then that's that. I was just about to say, like, I think right now sports games are trying to overcomplicate themselves, because the NCAA the one I have now, the one that came out a few months ago, that's where they try to add like the throwing power motion. I'm like, I'm not gonna let you fuck me up with this throwing power motion. I'm setting it back to classic controls. I have triangle, square, X, and circle for a reason. Don't give me the hold it down a little bit so you can have better accuracy or
Yeah,
farther power. Like,
it's too much.
get the fuck out. I'm not trying to. This game is supposed to be my escape, not another headache.
And
Okay, like
and it's the same thing with MLB The Show. MLB The Show 25. Hey, give me the basic controls because if you try to freak
that's
it
why I
and
didn't
add a
get this
turn,
past
it's
one.
too
I had
much.
gotten the one before, and again, play, hold the meter, stop it at this moment, and just you want to
Yeah.
you want a power swing or a simple swing, like that, like
Even
that's
though MLB The Show, bro, if anybody's, well, it's a lot of people that's unemployed, so they really good at that game. Bro, like legit, you gotta be. I ain't got nothing else to do in life. Let me master this game. By far, one of the hardest games I ever played in my life.
the this. I played a full season on the last one I had, and then I lost in the World Series, and I was just like, son of a bitch, like I
Yeah,
was just fierce. But it was that thing of like baseball games, like because they took the MVP baseball template with the pitching meter and the simple swings, they didn't complicate it like 2K baseball did. Like
yeah,
2K7 baseball was the worst experience I ever had. That's where you had to use the right analog stick for the swinging. And then
yeah.
their pitching mechanics were like it was the circle closing in and out. And I'm like, Dad, I want to take this game back. It sucks. Like after 2 days of playing it, I'm like, I want to go back and exchange it.
Like if I can't get the idea within an hour when it comes to a sports game, I'm cool.
You
Like
know you're
Madden,
not
I
gonna have
heard.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool. Madden, I heard is good though. I need to play it with the EA Play on. If you got PlayStation Plus, I got PlayStation Plus. You can do EA Play, which is like $5 additional, and it allows you up to 10 hours of playing any EA game. And that's how most people do it with Madden. A lot of people don't buy Madden; they just do the EA Play. And I
Okay.
heard Madden is pretty good. Like they got like people that how they play in actual real life, like quarterbacks. That's how they play.
You want to shit your pants every time you drop back. Oh shit!
See, and then the weather mechanics too. Like if it's like snowing, they play like it's snowing.
Yeah, but I feel like that's how games should be, where you're like the whole point of like the NCAA with the noise atmosphere, like that's their biggest strength in terms of like, you know, the game not seeming easy. Like let's have the computer have a better advantage, which is when you're playing at as an away team, the noise is so loud, you're not going to see your plays, you're not going to be able to throw it accurately, you're not going to be able to do anything.
Hmm.
Um, but still, yeah, I'm not mad Call of Duty since I'm not a player or a real fanboy of the franchise. I mean, but I do think it's interesting like that in kind of these desperate times, not just because we're the short attention span generation, but like the lengths you got to go to stand out and seem different is them going in a whole different genre of storytelling. And I'm like I said, I kind of commend it because I'm like, hey, that is pretty cool. But we've been like, you're literally copying from games that currently exist or have existed.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not mad at that, but I just
And I
wish
don't want to
people.
be like the whole, it's not Call of Duty anymore. It's not my Call of Duty. But I'm like, no, it's just they're trying to find a way to survive, to be to for a reason to make another game. Otherwise, are you going to play the same reissue? Or like, or what should they make more maps? Like,
You kind of. It's the same thing with people in WWE. You talk shit, but then you spending money on it, and it's
yeah,
like you could make another map. You could take 2-3 years out and make another game. People gonna say the same thing. Like with Battlefield, it's EA. EA is financially the biggest video game company I think in history. So with them, we could take years for a Battlefield 6 and people like, oh, I'm tapped back in. Like we talking about it right now. I might actually go ahead and play it. I haven't heard anything about the campaign, but
I think my sister
online looks
said it
fun.
was pretty short or something like that. That you really just want to play online with it.
Yeah, that's most games now. But with
Yeah,
me, Battlefield is like the only franchise like I've actually like I'm not a big online gamer. But with
yeah, never mind.
Battlefield, I'll play online. Like I've actually had fun with all the Battlefields online, and I was always a bigger mark of Battlefield when it comes to these war games. Always been a bigger fan. Like Bad Company 1 and 2, I was a fan of when they were like on the PS3, 360.
Army
Uh,
of Two.
yeah, Army 2 was EA product. Both of them
Yeah,
were great, especially that first one. I really loved that one. Uh, they got some hits though. I'm not gonna sit up here and think about it in hindsight. They do got some hits. It's just Activision now is known as the company that puts out Call of Duty, but at one
yeah.
point they had the Spider-Man games too. They had Spider-Man. Eventually, am I if I'm not, they had a couple properties. I mean, they've been out since Pitfall, which was in the '80s.
They say they made
Uh,
all the classic games.
yeah,
Uh,
they made a lot of those. I want to say Dig Dug. They made a lot of they from the arcade era. Like
yeah.
Activision has been here forever, so people were like, "Damn, that's how much they Microsoft had to spend." I think it was 2.8 billion, probably a little bit more than that, like 10 billion for
Well, it's
Activision.
no different than Amazon buying MGM. And MGM
Yeah,
obviously doesn't have the staying power as a modern studio like Warner's or Universal or um, 20th Century, which is why Disney bought them. But that was Amazon's point. Like, no, we're going to rebrand and keep MGM. We're going to bring it back to the prestige of it was. Like, this was the studio back in the day.
yeah,
And everyone remembers that lion. So like that's our biggest marketing point. So for Activision, yeah, it's that name and that logo because you associate it, I think, with Pac-Man and all that. Still, like that's what you think it's a combination of like all those arcade games, like you said, and then what was the biggest first-person shooter of the last 20 years?
yeah. Which is Call of Duty. I mean, that's that's their bread and butter now, but at one point it wasn't. It was just they had to build from the arcade to now, and it's like when you got something going on, it's like, all right, that keeps making us billions and keep clearing out the quarterly. That's why they always drop it fourth quarter or third
Yeah.
quarter. We almost in the fourth quarter. We might
Well,
already
that's
be in
also
the
the
fourth quarter.
Christmas thing too. Like they want to
Yeah,
sell the biggest games for the holidays because, like I said, WWE 2K, NBA, Madden. I knew what games to kind of ask for and think around Thanksgiving because the next month they'd be under the tree.
and it's crazy because this 2K being WWE was the first one this fast to go on PlayStation Plus. Like the full game is on PlayStation Plus. That's how I was able to play it because I had a FOMO a little bit to buy it, but I haven't bought a WWE game since the John Cena one 2 years ago. I'm not
I
saying it's
haven't bought
bad.
one.
They've been
I haven't
good.
bought
It's
one since
just
the AJ Styles one. So that was the best one they ever made.
yeah. I mean, they do the whole legacy thing now, like the events. Like last year, the one with WrestleMania. Dog, that shit was so difficult. I said, I'm cool, bro. And
See,
then
I'm not really. There was those Maddens where you could really relive the moments.
yeah,
It was like drop you in as this defense at this point in the quarter and see if you can not win it the exact same way, but see if you can still win the game like how they did in real life. That's why I didn't buy those WWE games, because I wasn't interested in like replay the John Cena showcase or the WrestleMania showcase. Like, I don't want to be forced into wrestling as Shawn Michaels 96 against Bret Hart 96. Like, the point of this game is I want to play with today's roster, which is the only reason we buy the sports games, really. We all know the mechanics are just slightly changed year after year, but we want to have the modern rosters is what we are. Like, as guys, we just have that like ticket, like, no, we need this year's roster, you know, which is why we try to update it ourselves with creative players or, you know, the system updates.
Yeah. That's really, I don't think any way they don't need to. I mean, do what you want with the story. Like, I'm on side with the company, unfortunately, being Activision, because people are still gonna buy it. I never get the idea of you buying something and you know it's not gonna be good. You just keep on getting. You have FOMO too. Like, they never go on sale. Like, I give them that. These Call of Duty games never go on sale because, again, now they're on Game Pass if you got an Xbox, even though most people got a PlayStation. But then also it's just people are going to buy it. Like, they get FOMO with Call of Duty, like, because they never really go on sale anyway. It's like Nintendo games. Nintendo games never go on
I've seen
sale.
on the PS Store, like a lot of the ones from 2019 and earlier are on like $20 sale. Like, you can get it for around $20. But yeah, the ones from post COVID are still probably to $40 to $50. Yeah.
Yeah, like, the rephrase, they actually do put them on sale,
No,
but
I know
it's
what you
not
mean, but in
often.
terms of, it's not like how they don't go on sale the way NBA 2K does, because they're trying to sell those copies halfway through the season because they know people are waiting for the markdown price while they're actually watching the games taking on, which will lead us into our next topic. But yeah, that's the point of that contention, which is you're buying something that isn't really losing its luster in terms of, I'm not luster. It's I'm trying to think of it. Like, it's still new for people at Call of Duty. Like, it's a game that's not going to get outdated, which is why they
Yeah.
keep the price at the same point, because it's not like how, like I said, the NBA, which is this will be outdated because you're going to want the version of Curry on this team. You're going to want the version of LeBron on this team. Like, that's why they have to, make one every year, because if so-and-so gets traded, if Luka gets traded, you're going to want the one that has Luka on the Lakers now. If, so-and-so's has retired, you're going to want to keep this version so you can have so-and-so on the roster. But speaking of things that you have to be locked into, so the ESPN YouTube TV debacle that started a few weeks ago, I'm fixing it right now. Don't worry, because I had to leave the other one. But all of this carriage packaging and TV rights that have gone on over the last couple of years, to the point to where what is on what service and how much do I have to pay for this service to get it. ESPN did the asshole thing of taking their channels off of YouTube TV, which a lot of us have instead of cable these days, because it's actually a great service. But ESPN did this to try to boost their ESPN Unlimited app, which no one wants, because people just feel like they don't need it or they don't want it if they already have something like YouTube TV, because how many people actually have cord cable these days? I'd say people probably over 40 are the only ones with cord cable. The rest of us are streamers, legally or illegally. So that's a whole nother conversation.
I mean, it's
There are ways
legal
you
if
can
you
watch
want it.
ESPN if you don't have the app or YouTube TV. Yeah.
Yeah, because I watch
But
ESPN, I watch NBA League Pass, I got the NFL Network right now.
and then you're also watching
I'm watching Red Zone right now. Yeah,
infection, virus. That's what you're watching.
yeah. Hey, y'all want to know? Just let me know. Well, we ain't
But
behind the paywall, but yeah.
But they did it at the asshole time too of the middle of college football, which I've been getting into college football heavy this year compared to the last 2 years. I know you've never really been a big college football guy, but it did it. This whole situation made me realize, like, oh shit, maybe you really don't need YouTube TV, because I was trying to break it down in terms of like, what am I paying for with what service, and this is all that. And if you get ESPN's app, I was already one of these people that were kind of I was half affected by this because I had the legacy package of Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN. So what happened is I wasn't able to access certain games on ESPN or Disney Plus, because now what the Disney company is trying to do is put the ESPN stuff on Disney Plus too, to keep that service relevant to the point to where you can just watch the same things on the ESPN app or the Disney app, which is why they're trying to double fuck you with paying for the separate ESPN app as a whole. And they also did this, and you've talked about this on the Wiretap, post the WWE pay-per-view, which apparently they didn't like how those numbers were, in terms of they thought the WWE audience would fuck with the app heavy. They did not, because if you're going from $9 Peacock to $30 ESPN, yeah, especially for a pay-per-view that you can watch on Raw Wrestling the next day, yeah, people are gonna say, I'm out of here. I'm not with this. Especially because that's all the wrestling content ESPN is gonna have. It's not like how Netflix has these rehashed versions of past Raw episodes and this is all that, or Peacock still will have the archive for now. I mean, I think the plan is for ESPN to get the whole archive, ideally, because otherwise, if you just have the live pay-per-views, yeah, like if I'm a wrestling fan, why would I just get your service, just have the one pay-per-view every month?
Well, the contract for NBC should be in the next year, right?
Yeah, that's my point. So if the goal is for them to acquire SmackDown, the show that no one wants to watch, then that's going to hurt their numbers even more, because you're going to have the show that no one wants to watch on your app that no one wants to pay for.
Well, that's actually a blessing, because now if you really want to, I don't know who wants to see SmackDown, but if you do, go ahead. Because with Peacock, like if you're just a wrestling mark, of course you're gonna sign up for it. But with Peacock, they got a lot of stuff on there.
No, but I'm saying for the wrestling fans specifically, having the archive, because how many times do you or Dot say, I'm watching Bash at the Beach 95 at 11:30 at night? Like, that's why Peacock was a success with WWE, because they took the network's archive. And that's what the whole selling point of Vince over those 10 years from like 2012 to 2022, when they were going to make the network an actual channel on like DirecTV, like how they used to have the 24/7, but it was going to be something more full time, until they were like, no, apps are the move now. That's where we got to be, you know.
Also, by the way, I got WWE Network.
Yeah, you want one of them.
I mean,
you one of them.
Yeah, it's a lot you got to go through, but it's kind of
there's there's Belarus banks. That's where.
Yeah, hey man, listen, it's Thailand bank sometimes.
Bangladesh.
Yeah, Bangladesh. It's the variant. It's just like Ant-Man and Quantum Realm.
But yeah, they're like, they were going into that lane, and when Peacock started again, Universal's point was like, how are we going to sell our app, which everyone is making fun of us for our name, before it became something that got catchy eventually. Yeah. They needed stuff that had a following, and what had a following, which was wrestling. And at that time, it was a perfect time, given the pandemic had started. So they're having all these pay-per-views, which WWE was in a rush to put on during that time.
It was a pay-per-view like every week. People complain about pay-per-views now during the pandemic. I swear it's a pay-per-view every week.
Yeah, remember, Roman Reigns returned at SummerSlam, and they're like, next week, payback. It's like, next week. The show was
WWF in your house, even though it's NXT in your house.
F in your WWE in your wife. I mean,
Sunday Night Heat came back. I swear, bro, it was a pay-per-view.
Velocity,
bro. I was waiting for Brian Kendrick to come out
This
with a
is why
crack
I
pipe.
hate things where kids are smart in movies. Because like as a kid, when Sunday Night Heat went off on Spike TV, I'm like, please show the pay-per-view, please show the pay-per-view, please show the pay-per-view. And it was cops. And I'm like, shit. Like I knew.
No, Bucko, you had to pay that $50.
That's how I knew I was an idiot as a kid because I was too hopeful. I'm like, just keep the wrestling on. Come on. Because my dad would get pay-per-views. Like I said, he would get pay-per-views from time to time, but I'd just be like, my dad's not going to pay for Unforgiven 2004. Okay.
No,
He
hell
will
no.
he will the DVD the next month, but not for the $40 right now.
$40? It was 50.
But which is why one of my favorite memes is the John Cena Big Show sitting at the announce table, and it's the caption is, "Well, my dad paid $40 to have me watch Tyson Tomko versus Steven Richards in a dress because that's Unforgiven 2004."
But look, this is why you get the cable box if you was blessed enough with the red numbers, bro. Or you get the direct TV. See, people don't know about the direct TV flip. That's when you get somebody that mods the card that goes into there, you get everything.
Okay.
So I've been new. I'm not new to this bootleg thing. We just now got it on streaming services or the Fire Stick.
So this week, YouTube TV finally caved in. There isn't a report about how much or there probably is, but I haven't seen how much they're gonna eventually jack up their price. But what it made me realize was
they just did it last year.
That's my point, and that was YouTube TV's point, and that was like ESPN had the power in this scenario because when I turned on YouTube TV after ESPN was gone, I'm like, well, Fox only has NFL on Sundays, and the games that they have for college or college basketball, college football or college basketball, I'm not as interested in. And other than that, baseball just ended, so you really don't need Fox right now. And I looked at CBS. I'm like, CBS again has college football games I'm not as interested in because again they don't have the SEC anymore. ESPN snatched that from them. Mutually, SEC was like, "Hey, pull up," and ABC said that, and CBS was like, "Whoa, we're happily together, aren't we?" Like, and then they have WNBA, but that's over, and they only really have a game once a week on CBS. And other than that, they don't have
a game once a week every year, no matter what channel you're on. They need to start putting WNBA on Sci-Fi.
But they have CBS football. They have Sunday football. But the thing is, you really can watch all the sports on CBS if you have Paramount Plus. And just like NBC, like it made me realize, all right, NBC will have Notre Dame football and other sports, but you can watch that live simultaneously on Peacock. So I'm doing all this like breakdown. I'm like, yeah, ESPN kind of has a point, which is like YouTube TV. We're the only ones really keeping you relevant because ESPN has ESPN1, ESPN basically, ESPN2, ESPNU, ESPN News, the SEC network, the ACC network. And even though what's funny is even though they actually kind of like lost this battle, but they won the war because they're not showing 4 games of NBA a week like they used to because NBC came in and took that. Amazon came in and took that. And TNT lost the 4 games they would have a week. So in the sports that TNT has are hockey, which, okay, ESPN is big on hockey too. So you split that, split those rights with them. And actually ESPN is the better version of hockey to have because if you have the ESPN app, you can watch every fucking game that goes on. So except the TNT games, I think those are the only ones you're not able to watch on as part of the NHL's package of ESPN. And then
if I'm not mistaken, not to cut you off, TNT mostly be having I swear, all I see is the Blackhawks on there.
They're interested in the bigger market teams, teams that have a bigger following. Yeah, it's a lot of the Blackhawks. It's a lot of or teams with the most marketable stars. Which is why ESPN's not mad that they don't have this game or that game because they'll get the special games like when how they did that 4 Nations tournament last year. No, I'm sorry, this year because we're still in 2025.
It's almost over. Trust me.
Yeah, but But other than that, TNT Sports has USA Soccer, men's and women's, but I don't like the national teams. I'm sorry, national teams for soccer. They'll have Big 12 football, which is a week conference now, and they'll have college basketball. But again, college basketball is split between ESPN and CBS. So the TNT Sports package without the NBA, like they knew, isn't like it used to be. The kicker is they have AEW, and that's 2 nights of programming. But my other counterpoint is if you want TNT or TBS Sports, go to HBO Max, where it's being split simultaneously. Shown simultaneously. So that's my whole point. Is like ESPN pulled their trap card and showed like how worthless YouTube TV is if ESPN's not around. Because I was doing this whole thing of like, okay, yeah, I can cancel my YouTube TV. I canceled my Paramount Plus because I'm gonna re-up it on Amazon. Because my other point was like, what's the equivalent of YouTube TV? Amazon Prime, and I'm trying to spit some game to you people. Amazon Prime will have ESPN. I'm not ESPN. Paramount Plus, HBO Max. They don't have Peacock yet, but they have Apple TV, and Apple TV just won the rights to F1, which ESPN lost. So that's another kicker to ESPN in terms of like winning the war but losing the battle. And there's one other service that you can get on Amazon Prime, which now has the NBA, a weekly football game, and
they got good NBA games too.
That's the point. So if you want the equivalent of like a YouTube TV hub, all you're gonna have to do is just pay for Amazon Prime, like most people probably already do, because for the free shipping, and then you can pay to have Paramount Plus and HBO Max through Amazon, and it's almost the same exact prices. Because I was like, should I cancel my own HBO Max and just go with the one through Prime? They're both $18 for the version of Max I had. Yeah. So there's no point in canceling my separate HBO to have it on Prime, or maybe there will be. And it does show like it has the same exact library. It doesn't water it down at all. But in the version of Paramount, again, it's probably just $1 more for the regular tier, which is what I had. And then the $3 tier, and the one that's $3 more, has the stuff like Showtime and all the extra stuff that'll come with it. But it wouldn't stop you from watching the NFL games or the college basketball games when it's that time. So ESPN did the asshole thing of calling YouTube TV's bluff, basically. Because it showed like you need this ESPN, or you need this $30 tier of ESPN, because that's what I had to do. I had to pay $5 more to get the ESPN games on my bundle. I was able to keep my same bundle in terms of having ESPN and Hulu and Disney, but I just had to do $5 more. And I think I'll be, even though I won't, I'll be able to watch the WWE pay-per-views when they air. That's what I'll try to test when the next one is, to see if I can or not. Because I can watch the replays, the ones that have aired, the WrestlePalooza and the Crown Jewel shows. But I don't know if I'll be able to watch the live ones. And the irony is, when ESPN had the rights to UFC, you had to pay separately to get the UFC pay-per-views, and they're now going to Paramount, CBS, basically for free. As long as you have CBS or Paramount, you're not going to have to pay for pay-per-views. I think they're doing what DAZN just announced they're trying to do, which is just pay for a DAZN subscription, and you won't have to pay for the boxing cards separately. As long as you have a DAZN subscription for a month or a year, you'll have all the boxing that we air. It's not like how it was before, where you pay to have a DAZN subscription and then you still have to pay a second fee to watch the boxing card you want to watch. It's now all under one umbrella. But at the end of the day, it's like ESPN was a bunch of cocksuckers for doing what they did.
They are. It's just everything's getting monopolized. It's the Prime, the ESPN.
Yeah.
And then again, surprisingly, Amazon Prime has had better games than ESPN as far as the NBA.
But that's the bigger problem with the ESPN thing, which is why I think eventually they won't have any NBA games. And this has to do with Adam Silver trying to find better partners so the game's not being shat on by who it's being aired by.
Oh, yeah. And then I would never cancel Peacock, because they've been having good games too.
Yeah. No, that's why they went back to NBC, because look at what they did. they won off of nostalgia on the first night, and then they won off of Michael Jordan's 3-minute warning, and then now it's like we got games you want to see, and then Amazon has the stars spend their stars in terms of their analysts spending real time talking about real games and real players compared to the Stephen A. Kendrick Perkins things. Like, man, if I was Kate Cunningham, I'd ask for a trade. I can't be on this team. Like,
two dumbasses.
Yeah. What do you mean Jalen Brunson isn't the point guard of the Knicks? Like, it's like you think Adam Silver isn't seeing the comparison between the three of his partners and being like, yeah, this one might have to go. And given how Apple TV, I think, wanted the NBA, but I think Adam Silver was trying to like ask for more than they were willing to give, which is why they got F1. Besides the fact that the movie did well that they made, but now they had just announced they're not going to have people pay extra for MLS, which was fucking ridiculous in the first place. That you already had to pay for Apple TV, then you had to pay a second fee to watch MLS games. MLS games they should pay you to watch. Because who the fuck wants to watch Major League Soccer? Like,
it's a lot of people, but yeah, I get what you mean.
No, I'm sorry. You'd have to pay me to watch Major League Soccer, because this was the other thing is that that I skipped over entirely, which is Peacock has English Premier League, the biggest soccer league
in the world,
and then Paramount Plus CBS has Champions League, which is really the biggest soccer league in the world, because it's the league that has all the other countries,
like Chelsea and all that, right?
No, it's the teams from Spain face the teams from England, face the teams from Germany. Premier League is all England.
That's the biggest league.
Yeah. But it's not as the rights are always kind of secondary to the Premier League, because the following in London is much bigger, and not just London, in England and Ireland and all those neighboring countries in Europe, and English-speaking countries in terms of Wales and Scotland and all that are always a bigger following to pay for the Premier League rights compared to, and that was what they were trying to do with, they try to have Champions League on TNT after Fox had it briefly, and they aborted that. And then ESPN had Premier League, but then NBC took it from them and turned it to the Successive Days in America because of that. But yeah, like Tristan said, all the services need their ass whipped. But I to quote Paul Heyman when he talked to Steve Austin about the closing of ECW, he was like, as a businessman, I can understand the guy's decision to shut down. To not pay ECW what it was owed, in terms of like when they were owed that large settlement and they never got it, because they could write it off as like they don't have to pay it. He respected it as a businessman, but as a person, he hated him. Because like as a businessman, I would have done the same fucking thing. But as a human being, you're a piece of shit. And that's basically what this whole thing showed. Like ESPN, they know they're losing momentum, but at the same time, they still have things you need. For these 4.5 months, you'll need college football. And then March Madness is coming up. Even though they won't have the March Madness games, they're going to have the Duke games. They're going to have the UNC games. They're going to have the women's games. All of the women's games that you want to see.
Let me tell you something though. Don't ever associate that fucking team with us first. You put them second, third, fourth, fifth. I don't give a shit. Don't ever fucking say Duke and UNC in that order. You say UNC, Dookie, or you could say, I don't give a damn if you say Army. Don't ever associate them with us, even though they are.
Okay. Take it easy. Tranquilo.
Just do me a favor. Don't ever do that again.
And they have Syracuse, because that's how I'm watching young Anthony play these days.
Oh yeah, he might go second round.
He needs to stay. He needs to stay.
Yeah, no, he needs 2 years. But if he decide to go out, he'll be second round.
Second overall?
No, second round. Hell no, second overall.
Second round. You don't think he's a lottery pick at all?
Nah, not this 2026.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if he were to stay, so. I think if he were to stay, he'd be a lottery pick for next year.
2027? Yeah. 2026? Yeah. Oh, no, dog.
That's my point of like, because isn't next year's class horrible?
No, next year class got a chance to be an all time.
Who's in that class?
You got VJ at BYU.
No, that's this year's class. I'm saying the 2020, the class that'll play 2027. That'll be
That's what I'm
NBA
saying. You
draft
got me
27.
confused. I'm saying next year because
This
we ain't
year's
even.
this year's class is the Bansa, the Boozers. That's this year's class.
Yeah.
Next year's class, I thought supposed to be the weaker class.
See, you messed up my time.
Okay.
Listen, next year is 2026. I know. I want this long ass year to be over with. We
No,
still got
but
2
you
months left.
technically say that is this year's because it's this year's class of college basketball. I'm saying next year's class of college basketball that will feed into the 2027 draft.
Say this upcoming. This how we gonna do this thing.
Shut up. All right.
California education system. Upcoming draft 2026.
Yes, this is a good class. This is the best class
insane.
they've said. Yes, but the 2027 draft they're saying won't be good.
No, and not after this one.
That's my point as why Kiyan should stay because he could be a lottery pick in that draft potentially.
Yeah, by default.
Yeah.
And then he could just build up his skill set a little bit more.
Young Anthony. I don't like to call him Kiyan. I like to call him Young Anthony because that's what he is.
Yeah, well, Young Anthony, young guy, peace, God. He's good. He just if he stay one more year, yeah, he'll be a lotto pick.
Yeah. I mean, he's got no fear when going to the basket, but that's the thing. He's just not, his athleticism isn't ready to go farther than that yet.
Yeah, we need players like that. And then it's maybe a probability that Gilbert Arenas' son, who is he's really skilled.
Is he sitting out this whole year still? Or is
he actually got hurt?
Yeah, I know that, but the point was like he was going to start this whole red shirt this whole year and then play because he recovered to play. It's just he's not rushing himself to play, right?
Yeah, he don't need to. I mean, maybe he's one and done. I feel like he could be one and done because seeing him in high school, he got it in his height, like 6'6", 6'7". So 2027 could be him and Kiyan and everybody else. I got to see who's being looked at as far as high school talent. I slacked off. I used to be on that, but we still got a year and a half of that shit. 2 years damn near. Let's just say 2 years. By the time, let's just say this. By the time we think they ready to be drafted in 2027, hey, GTA 6 to be delayed again.
Here's the next class that's coming in. Tyron Stokes from Sherman Oaks, California. He's going to Kentucky. Jordan Smith from Fairfax, Virginia. He's going to Duke. Jason Crow Jr. from Inglewood. He's going to Missouri.
Oh, we got a lot of people from home. About to go. Yeah, I gotta look.
Cameron Williams from Phoenix. He's going to Duke. Caleb Holt. He's at Prolific Prep, which moved from San Diego to Florida, and he's undecided. Dylan Mingo is from Glenhead. He was going to Long Island Lutheran. He's undecided. Anthony Thompson is 7th. He's at Ohio, going to Ohio State. Christian Collins is at St. John Bosco in California, which is a big football school. He's going to Kentucky. Brandon McCoy is at
right.
It's because
or near Bakersfield.
I think it's in that area where Southern California becomes Northern California.
Okay,
Brandon McCoy is at. I've heard the name, but it's Bellflower, California, St. John Bosco. I don't know where Bellflower is.
Oh, no, Bellflower? Yeah, Bellflower. That's L.A. Well, it ain't L.A., but it's L.A.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. It's those towns like Fresno and Bakersfield, like I said, are on the border between, not the border, but the dividing line between Nora and SoCal.
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said. I'm like, Bellflower, I know that place very well. My cousin lived out there.
Brandon McCoy is at Sierra Canyon. He's undecided. And Baba.
We got a lot of people from California going to that drive. Yeah, I'm a fan. I got to look these names up.
And Baba Olatun. I'm sorry about that. From Maryland is going to Arkansas. That's the top 10.
Well, Calipari, every now and then he'll get somebody.
Well, that's the point of the Arkansas donors with all that Tyson and Walmart money is they're trying to boost their football and basketball teams back to glory.
Ask Brett Favre how to do it.
That's with other people's money.
Exactly.
And he's from.
I want to fund my daughter's volleyball team. Okay.
And that's Mississippi. That's not Arkansas.
Hey, both of them still believe in slavery.
And just to close it, because we were briefly talking, since we're talking about the NBA, are you really in tune with the season going on right now, or no?
Yeah, it's been a great season.
I haven't watched a second since opening night.
No, it's actually
That's
been a
just
really
me.
good
That's just
season.
me. But that's my thing. Is just like, and that we just talked about where you can watch all the games, and that's not an issue either. But I want to do an episode about how we should really push the season back and start the season in December. That way it ends further into the summer. Because really, I don't think we should have the NBA at the same time as football is going on.
Nah. And that was another reason why they decided to go on all these stream networks because it gives them a chance to compete with the NFL. But Adam Silver, this bald
It
headed
hides the
bastard,
ratings, basically. Yeah.
yeah, he don't understand, bro. You not beating the NFL. The NFL is the biggest sport in America.
Tristan
So
says right off Rosecrans is St. John Bosco. For some
okay,
reason, I thought it was more northern than that. Because also in SoCal is Mater D. That's the bigger school, but I think St. John Bosco has had a.
Tristan, how you know about Rosecrans Avenue?
I think St. John Bosco has had a better run lately than Mater D has.
That's crazy. I gotta ask Tristan, how you know about Rosecrans Avenue? Shouts out to Rosecrans Avenue, that whole entire street, all the
And
way up to
Carson
Crenshaw,
Palmer's
Van Ness, all that. You said what?
Carson Palmer's the coach of Santa Margarita High School.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't even know he was from up north.
yeah, he went to USC.
I didn't know that. I haven't seen Carson Palmer in
That's the point. He's been coaching.
yeah,
He's been coaching football.
yeah. Where's Marvin Lewis at?
Where is Marvin Lewis at?
Where is that? He got
Probably
fired.
somewhere
We ain't seen
going.
him
Probably
since.
somewhere going 9-7.
Hey, if I robbed the Browns organization for
Ocho,
10
Ocho.
years and lost, yeah.
But
Not the
being,
Browns, my fault. The Bengals.
I almost wanted to do the same thing, but it's literally not because the Bengals have been so much better than the Browns. It's not fair to do
Yeah.
that.
Not by a lot. I mean, they was a Super Bowl 2 years ago.
No, they've
But
been much better. They've been much better ever since those Ocho Cinco, Hushmanzada, Carson Palmer days. They've been a million times. But the Browns would kill for those seasons.
hey, to be truthful, the Browns are killed for a Raider season right now. I don't know who's doing worse. I need to look at the record. I got Reds on them,
What did
but I
I
need to look
say
at
on
the record.
that tangent? They hired Chip Kelly, who can't coach NFL offenses, and they hired an 80-year-old man to coach a team, and they paid Geno Smith. I know you and Eve try to give Geno Smith some love, but Geno Smith
Hey, he
is
keep a job. What
terrible.
you want? He keep a job. Tyrod Taylor kept a job.
No, Tyrod Taylor is the real we know what you can do. I don't know why we keep hiring you. You're never going to be better than what you do.
Hey, you know how
At
people
least when
need
teams
on call
paid,
workers.
at least when teams paid Jarrett Jack, who's the equivalent of Tyrod Taylor, Jarrett Jack would still give you something. And I like Tyrod Taylor, but or Tyrod if you're one of those people.
But listen, it's the same thing as Joe Fluco, as Skip Bayless called them, bro. On call workers. You always need to on. They call them back up. We call them on call workers, bro.
That backup, I think the most petty commercial ever is those progressive backup commercials.
Yeah.
To star in those commercials, you really gotta look in the mirror like Rick Dalton, get your shit together, you drunk piece of shit. You really gotta be damn, Mitch Trubisky's in those backup commercials and he's like, I played in a playoff game for the Bears and now I'm in this backup commercial.
But listen, and before we wrap up, listen to Joe Fluco, bro. Well, not listen to him, but understand Joe Fluco, bro. I won the Super Bowl. I think he got paid right after that, like $100 million. Then after his career was over with the Ravens, he went to go sit on the couch, and they called him. I didn't call you. You called me.
No, don't forget he would after the Ravens let him go. He went to Denver first,
Oh yeah.
then the
See,
Jets,
I forgot about that attorney.
then the
He
Jets,
went on.
and then
The Jets could use him now.
Then I think he was on the couch, and that's when Cleveland was like, the terrible towel man. He got injured again. Shocker, because his body's made out of glass. But that's his penance. He deserves that.
Yeah.
Fuck Clemson. I don't care what B-Dot says. It's a shitty ass school with a slave owner for a coach.
That's most coaches, but yeah.
No one worse than him. Because again, when the NIL came out, he was like, "We don't need it." And the transporter said, "I ain't gonna use it."
That's some bullshit, bro. But that lets you know the mentality. It's like, dog, don't you make 3.1?
Yeah, his mentality, which is work them fields, boy. That's his mentality.
Oh, the Browns and Raiders are 2-7. All right,
And both of them are like, how the hell did we win two?
Right. Because the Browns, I think, about to come on, and then the Raiders play the Cowgirls tomorrow.
How about them? Again, that's where Dak Prescott.
I got the Raiders beating the Cowboys too.
I was just about to. I was just about to say, how much you want to bet Dak Prescott throws 3 picks and does the? I just don't got it today, Coach. I can't.
That's always around this time. Why y'all think I quit that narcotic? It's always around this time where he like, damn, that check came through. All right, I'll see y'all later.
Another future episode I want to do, because I'm dreading this Niners game today. I was almost going to say we should record during that time because I don't want to watch Brock Purdy do his shit. I threw an interception. Oh, dag nabbit, Jesus. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Lord. I know.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
That's why I okay. Just because another team sets the market doesn't mean you gotta top their market. Okay. When the Cowboys paid $200 million for Dak, and then the fucking Jaguars had to pay $200 million for Trevor Lawrence, that doesn't mean you got to pay your quarterback the same because the guy and the other team got the same. You know what you do? You say, you got a contract now. Why don't you play that one out? And then we'll talk, because I want to see results before I write a check. I know that's how owners really are. But that's how I would be as an owner too. I'm like, I ain't giving you a loan so I can, do installment plans 3 years from now when you're not on the team anymore.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
What team did you say? The Jaguars?
Yeah, because what happened was when Dak Prescott got his contract extension, Trevor Lawrence's came up at the same time. And then that's when Joe Burrow.
You hear yourself say the name. Say Whit. Cooler Whit.
No, but then when
you said Jaguars.
Yeah.
Jaguars, bro.
You're saying it like Jaggers.
No, not Naggers.
Jaguars?
Jaguars.
Not the Jaguars?
Jaguars.
Jaggers?
Jaguars.
The Jaggers?
Oh, you said the word. Okay.
Or the Jaguars. But no, the Jaguars.
Chat, let us know who was right. He might be slightly dyslexic.
I was almost there. I almost had something like that this week where I was gonna mispronounce something to you on purpose because I kept saying the word and I'm like, should you say it this way or should you say it this way?
And don't get me wrong, I'm the last person that need to be correcting people, but I'm like, wait, what did he just say?
Yeah, because they get on to you about. I think you say Orlando instead of Orlando.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You say AR.
Yeah. Orlando.
No, but it's I think of
Orlando.
It's just when that's when people have accents. You've been around my stepmom to hear how she says things, and it's like we're like, what? Like,
yeah, they really talk like that.
Yeah. But when we say things at a certain point, like Jaguars, like I don't know why. I don't. Maybe it's because it's a word I've never said out loud that many times. Like, why would I say Jaguars? It's like,
Jaguars, dog. That's why you say Jaguars.
That's why I just said Jaguars.
I can't wait till you say. Say the team name around.
That's what I'm saying. But that's why they say Jags, and then that makes me think of the other word too much. Like,
what's the other word?
Cigarettes.
You know what a French cigarette is?
Yeah, it's English cigarettes. Cigarettes.
No, but you know what you know what they call a French cigarette?
A Royale with cheese.
Good call.
And on that note, everyone, appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you're subscribed, like, comment, share, do all of that. Again, turn those notifications on so you never miss out when we go live. We'll be back probably next Sunday like we normally do. I'm probably going to try to do 2 solo episodes because I saw The Running Man, but I wanted to do the solo episode about Prater Badlands first. I was waiting to see what it made this weekend, but most importantly, if they were going to have an announcement of a sequel or what Dan Trachtenberg was going to do next, because normally that's what happens after the movie's first week of release. If it does well, if something always gets announced, whether it's a sequel or the director's next project. Because I am now curious to see what he does next. I mean, he spent his last 3 movies because he also co-directed the animated one that was pretty good. That came out this year as well. But if Dan Trachtenberg decides to do something else, I'll have to get season tickets for that now because he's 3 for 3 in my opinion. His Cloverfield movie was okay, and I wasn't over the moon about it, but I didn't hate it. I thought it was just solid for what it was.
Yeah, the one with John Goodman.
Yeah, I thought it was just clever how they were able to stitch Cloverfield in to it. But it again, since I didn't fuck with Cloverfield when it first came out, it doesn't have that same appeal to me. But he also did the pilot for The Boys. Most importantly, he set up the visual look of that show, and the pilot episode for The Boys is a really good pilot, even though it's technically not because when you have a full series order. But I always just call first episodes pilots. And then I saw The Running Man this weekend, and I also want to do an episode about that. And Glenn Powell, I forgot he was hosting SNL last night, so I got to watch that once we get off. Because everyone was saying it was a good episode. I saw one guy saying it was a good episode, which is not shocking because he has that talent to do SNL.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Again, if you're watching on Twitch, make sure you're checking out Banks because he's going to do future stuff on there as well. We're talking about games, and that's what he'll probably be doing. But as always, we appreciate y'all tuning in. See ya. Peace. I almost wanted to copy Amp's outro because he said something one time about someone ripped off his outro. Like, what the fuck did he? I know he didn't say.
Go ahead and do it. Everybody else ripped it off. Go ahead.
No. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.